Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello smart people, as we know waste management is an important thing to do in an area for the sustainability of living things. One of the countries that has a good waste management process is Switzerland. So in the next 10 minutes of this video, we will explore how the country of Switzerland manages their waste properly and correctly. This is what prompted our group to take the title Solid Waste Management in Switzerland. Our group's members are me, Aulia, Putri, Riadi, and then Widyaswari, Makhelina, Sitepu, and then Adinda Ayu Luthon, and then Shafa Imtiyaz, and the last is Dyah, Kartikawati, Darmoko. And in this picture, there is our student number.
Background: the generation of waste is one of the source of problem that exists in every part of the world. Switzerland has a population of 8.7 million people with an annual growth rate of 0.63%. Switzerland is one of the development countries that has success in managing waste with minimal waste appearing in landfill. Switzerland is able to achieve 50% recycling and the rest in burn to produce energy. In 2017, Switzerland was ranked one of 5 SDG recipient countries by the United Nations, and in 2018 Switzerland was able to obtain the position of the most environmentally friendly countries. Switzerland really protect the environment effort to minimize carbon emission to zero.
First of all, we want to tell you what is solid waste. Waste refers to non-liquid or non-gaseous discarded materials including trash, garbage, and rubbish. Proper management is important for environmental and public health protection, involving waste reduction, recycling, and safe disposal. Then, we will move on to solid waste sources. First picture is solid waste originating from settlements or residential. This solid waste consists of various types of waste such as food, paper, textile, and each others. And the second picture is solid waste come from the trading center area, like shops and restaurants. And the third picture is solid waste of institutional origin, like school and hospital. And the fourth picture is construction solid waste, such as wood and stone. And the fifth picture is public service solid waste, like swimming pool and park. And the last picture is solid waste originating from agricultural and plantation areas. Waste management is the process of disposing of, reducing, reusing, and preventing waste. It is an approach where organizations implement comprehensive strategies to efficiently manage waste from their origin until their final disposal. In the field of waste, operational engineering consists of 6 components, namely collection, removal, transfer, extraction, processing, and also final disposal. The operational characteristic of waste can be described in the scheme above.
Research method. Before collecting the necessary data, we organize the thing that will be done in knowing the determination of the waste management system made by Switzerland. We made a flowchart which will be very helpful in understanding more about the function of the proposal we made. To collect the necessary data, we use 2 data methods, namely primary and secondary, where the primary data collection is data generated from explanation that have been delivered by lecture. Secondary data collection is data collection where the resulting data comes from literature on online website related to waste management in Switzerland. Solid waste generation. Waste generation is the waste generated for a waste source in units of volume, also unit of weight. Current and future waste generation is a system that has been planned in the waste management as a quantity scale for each person and each building. Waste generation is an area will increase along with the increases in population in the area. With the increase in waste generation, the composition of waste will also change due to lifestyle and economic level of the community. The most common waste generation comes from household waste, agriculture, office, hospital, market, and so on. The amount of the waste discharged from these various places will produce different types of waste, where Switzerland can produce more than 19 million tons of waste produced of each year. Household and consumer waste is the large cause of the waste generation in the Switzerland, accounting for 3% of waste. The food industry also generates the same amount of the waste of household waste. This is about a quarter of the waste generated by household. Agricultural waste in Switzerland generated 9% of waste, 90% of which can be avoided.
Solid waste separation. Waste sorting is a process of waste handling activities starting from collection, transportation, processing, to disposal, through environmentally sound organizational management control. By sorting waste at home into 3 types, namely organic waste, inorganic waste, and residual waste, we can facilitate its processing in landfills. In addition, waste sorting can also add economic value to the solid waste resource. Solid waste separation in Switzerland is a mandatory process that involves the collection and recycling of various materials. Switzerland has a high recycling rate of 50% of municipal waste collected separately. Separating waste can be done based on the type, amount, and nature of waste. In the separation of garbage in Switzerland, there are various kinds of trash cans according to the type of garbage. Solid waste collection. There are 8 types of garbage that must be collected. The types of waste can be seen in the following table. Waste collection, there are several patterns, namely direct collection of waste by individuals or direct individual pattern, indirect collection of waste by individuals or indirect individual pattern, direct communal pattern, and indirect communal pattern. In Switzerland, a waste collection pattern is used by direct individual pattern. This pattern is done by collecting waste directly from the source, for example, from house to house, then it is transported using a truck compactor. Solid waste transportation. When the garbage has been collected, it must be transported to a recycling center with times when summer is transported once a week, and when winter is transported once every 2 weeks. So, the transportation of the garbage in this country, it uses compactor truck, where the first garbage is thrown into the trash can according to their respective types. Then, at the bottom of the trash can there is a container as can be seen in the video. With the container at the bottom, it can minimize the smell of garbage. Now, later when the container is full, then and the schedule for garbage transportation, then the container is transported using a truck compactor.
Now, we will explore solid waste treatment in Switzerland country. Most municipal solid waste generated in Switzerland is treated using recycling and incineration systems, and half of all waste generated has been collected separately. Switzerland recycles about 20 to 25% of its plastic waste, which is burned in special facilities that can produce energy. Since the year 2000, Switzerland imposed a landfill ban on flammable as well as biodegradable waste and took steps to increase incineration capacity. The rest of the waste burned through environmentally friendly process can generate electricity and heat that can meet about 2% of the country's final energy needs.
In addition, there are regulations regarding waste electrical and electronic equipment, where consumers are required to return broken equipment and are not allowed to dispose of it through household waste. The organization that will manage it is the manufacturer of the product itself. As for the treatment of organic waste such as fruit and vegetable peels, in Switzerland, it is done using composting, anaerobic decomposition, and recycling system in private gardens.
In Switzerland, there are 3 types of landfills that have been divided according to the type of waste. The first is landfill for inert materials, the second is landfill for stabilized residues, and the third is bioreactor landfill. The first one we will discuss is landfill for inert material. The waste discharged into this type of landfill is only a type of rock, so that almost no pollutants will be washed away by rainwater. In addition, it also includes materials construction waste such as concrete, bricks, glass, and rubber paste, as well as uncontaminated soil that cannot be used elsewhere. Landfill for inert materials do not require special sealing, so they are cheaper and require less monitoring than other types of landfills. The second landfill we will discuss is landfill for stabilized residues. This place is designed for the disposal of materials of non-composition, such as those that have a high concentration of heavy metal and only a small number of organic components, and cannot release gases or substances easily soluble in water. Common materials include solid fly ash and fuel gas cleaning residues from municipal waste incinerators, as well as vitrification treatment residues. At the base and sides of this landfill, a waterproof layer is required, and leachate water must also be collected. Finally, we will discuss about landfill bioreactor. Landfill bioreactor are systems that increase waste degradation by microbial action. The most widely used method in landfill bioreactor is leachate recirculation. Bioreactor landfills have the greatest risks, require costly remediation in the future, and they require long-term efforts to monitor and treat contaminated leachate, gas, and water. There are 3 types of landfill bioreactor, namely aerobic, anaerobic, and also hybrid, which can accelerate the decomposition of waste by using sequential aerobic anaerobic processing to decompose organic waste quickly at the top of the landfill and collect gas from the bottom.
Next, there is a comparison of the existing waste management system in Indonesia with the waste management system in Switzerland, which generally has 6 differences, namely 1. Verify waste according to type. Switzerland reflects the type of organic and inorganic waste from its host that produce waste. In Indonesia, this sorting system has been implemented. 2. The Indonesian government policy regarding the waste disposal system for each individual is still less firm and less organized. In Switzerland, there are regulations and there are fines if someone break the rules. 3. Waste collection patterns, which Switzerland mostly uses door-to-door system or direct individual pattern, which mean door-to-door waste collection. 4. Waste transfer system using transportation. Most Swiss people uses transportation for certain type of specialist waste used as electronic device then hand it over to the authorities for management. 5. Waste processing. Switzerland is able to recycle waste which product output in the form of electrical energy for the country's needs. 6. Landfill aspect. The country of Switzerland is a landfill that contains waste that cannot be recycled anymore.
The conclusion from the results of our literature is that solid waste management in Indonesia is still very ineffective when compared to the solid waste management system in Switzerland. Starting from the beginning of the waste collection system, both in every house in Indonesia and in commercial places such as markets, most waste sorting is not done separately so that it is still mixed between organic and inorganic waste, which will affect the difficulty of the waste processing and end up with the accumulation of waste generation in the landfill. In Indonesia, there are still many challenges in the municipal waste management system, such as lack of public awareness regarding waste management, lack of a strong legal basis, lack of composting and recycling measures, and improper landfill waste treatment systems.
Okay, thank you everyone. That's all from us. Assalamualaikum.